Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a sugar-free blackberry and vanilla cheesecake that doesn't contain eggs and doesn't require any baking. It's absolutely delicious. Let's get to it. This is an adjustable cake ring that I fixed on a diameter of 18 centimeters and I'm lining it with acetate sheet. And if you don't have a cake ring like this, use a springform pan of the same size. A single drop of water where the acetate overlaps is enough to make sure that it stays in place. Set the ring aside for now. Here I have 80 grams of butter that I'm melting in the microwave. You don't need to heat it. Just stir it after it's melted and set it aside for now. If it's too hot when you add it to the biscuits, it'll make your life difficult when you make the crust. And here I have 150 grams of sugar-free cocoa biscuits, and to them I'm adding 15 grams of black cocoa powder. Now grind the biscuits to a very fine crumb. This shouldn't take longer than half a minute or so. Then you can add the melted butter and run the blender again. After a minute or so, it's a good idea to stop the blender, scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl, and then run the blender again. I prefer to do this to make sure that the crumbs are evenly coated with butter. Then stir the crumb mixture again, scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl, and get the crumbs into the cake ring. Use a small spatula to evenly distribute the crumbs on the bottom of the cake ring or the tin, depending on what you use. To create a wall that'll hold the cheese in place, I'm using a small stainless steel pastry ring. If you don't have one, you can use a glass with flat sides and a flat bottom. Then use a small spatula or the back of a small knife to gently adjust the height of the biscuit wall. And don't worry, the crumbs will stay in place. Then gently press the sides again with the same pastry ring or glass. And the remaining crumbs are more than enough to form the base. Just press them in place. To fully set the crust, refrigerate it for 2 hours. After 2 hours in the fridge, the crust is sturdy enough to be brushed with chocolate. And here I have 80 grams of bittersweet chocolate at 70% that I just melted in the microwave. First, I'm brushing the sides, the inner walls of the crust, and then I move on to the bottom. The chocolate isn't here only for taste and texture, it also prevents the biscuits from turning into a soggy mess due to the moisture of the filling. Refrigerate the crust for half an hour. In my mixing bowl, I have 250 grams of full-fat cream cheese. And to flavor the filling, I'm adding vanilla caviar. These are just the seeds from vanilla pods. I'm gonna link to it in the description below. 1/6 teaspoon of vanilla caviar is enough for this filling. And if you don't have it, use a small vanilla pod. Start mixing the cream cheese on low speed and then gradually add 70 grams of powdered xylitol. I prefer to do it in several additions. This way it's easier to dissolve it into the cheese and you won't make a lumpy mess. After you finish adding the xylitol, stop the mixer, take a soft silicone spatula and scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl. And until I finish doing this, I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. Now, with the mixer on low speed, gradually pour in 150 grams of cold whipping cream. Adding the whipping cream like this, slowly and in several additions, ensures that you'll have a homogeneous and smooth filling. And when you finish adding the cream, stop the mixer, there's no need to overmix. Take the spatula, scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl, and then massage the filling like I do. This step is very important whenever you make a dense cream or filling to get the bigger air bubbles out. And now it's time to remove the crust from the ring. That's why I prefer to use an adjustable cake ring in this case. And as you can see, the crust is intact. Just carefully peel away the acetate, and there it is. Parchment paper would have also worked in this situation, but what I like about acetate is that you can always reuse it. Now dollop about 1/3 of the cream cheese filling into the crust and level it with your spatula. Then add another 1/3 and keep going like this until you finish all the filling. Just make sure you don't push too hard into the sides of the crust. You don't have to worry about being too precise here because we're gonna decorate the top with fresh blackberries. Just smoothen it a bit with your spatula so it's somewhat even and you're done. And now it's time to cover the top of the cake with fresh blackberries. Arrange them in any style or pattern you like. I think that blackberries and vanilla complement each other perfectly, so make sure you give this a try. Refrigerate the cake for at least 6 hours to give the filling enough time to fully set. And after the time has passed, it's time to show you guys how the cake looks on the inside. I'm removing the blackberries from a small section to show you a clean cut without staining the filling with blackberry juice. But before we get to the filling, look how sturdy the crust is. And if you cut carefully, it won't crumble. And as I pull the knife away, the filling stays in place. And that's without any setting agent except from the fat in the whipping cream and the cream cheese. But because of this, I wouldn't recommend keeping the cake out of the fridge for more than half an hour in a warm climate. And here it is, incredibly smooth and creamy, and with a fantastic chocolatey crunch. Until next time, dessert lovers.